Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. Now, for those that aren't aware, this is the original classic Plants vs. Zombies game, basically with an HD or high definition overlift, facelift, what have you. In addition, they brought in some of the previous mini games that were available, like on different editions, and some of which were used to only be available if you had some sort of like cheat engine attached to the game, and basically bring it all together. Now, there are no microtransactions, there's no DLC that's available. Everything is contained within this one game. It is $20. Now, from what I remember, I believe the original version of the game was about that same pricing. And so it's not a terrible shock there. But I am grateful to see that there are no no microtransactions built into the game. Now, that may change in the future, because we all know how EA likes to add those types of things to the game. Same with adding DLC eventually, but I highly doubt that they will. Now, the majority of the game is the original campaign. I believe it's like 40 or 50 levels total, and then added in some new stuff. There's a cloudy day mode that's been brought in, which basically is kind of a gloomy style where it's basically daytime, but the sun's been blocked out by dark clouds, and because of it, the sunflowers are asleep. And basically there's 10 levels of that mode. There's also a new solo challenge mode called Rest in Peace, and it's basically a hardcore permadeath mode set to basically push you to your game limit to see how far you can actually get, how far you can do without losing, and supposedly is the most tense experience to date. But for these new modes, you do have to basically complete the campaign to unlock them. So we have not yet been able to experience them because we have not progressed far enough. Now, there are some cosmetic additions that have been added where you can actually change the looks of some of your pea shooters, your zombies, and everything. There's a new mustache mode, which you get for completing the campaign. And a lot of those cosmetics, if you turn them all on, there's multiple achievements that you'd end up getting in the process for doing so. And the way you do that is in the main menu, there is basically some sunglasses, and you select the sunglasses, and then that takes you to the menu where you can choose which cosmetics to put on. Now, a quality of life change that they've done is also adding in a speed up option, which was something that was introduced with Plants vs. Zombies 2. And so you can make the timing of the game progress to about 2 times, or about 2.5 times faster than normal. Especially since most of the levels take a minute or so to really get going, and that way you can expedite that process. There's also a new art and concept library that's contained within the almanac. And then for anyone that pre-ordered, there's also a skin for a brown coat zombie, as well as for the pea shooter to give you a classic style. Now, for anyone playing on PC, there is no mod support, at least not officially. And even though it was very heavily requested, most of the changes to the game have come about because of the community. Now, right here, when you're actually viewing your achievement list, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you actually unlock a new stage, which basically puts you in China fighting the zombies there. So now this is start to finish the entire run of that level, and for completing it, you get, I believe it was $1,000 And the mode itself it looks more intimidating than it actually is, just because of the fact that you don't have the ability to add more of the pots for plants. But so it is easily doable with just the 3 rows that they have there. And it was a nice little challenge. I really like the art style. I'm hoping that we get the same kind of treatment for Plants vs. Zombies 2 in the near future, but without the microtransactions, because that was the big problem with the second game. Is with all the stuff that was available, a big portion of the plants required you to actually spend money in order for you to get them, or participate in some time events that, if you're not dedicated to playing all the time every day, you missed out on. And so hoping that's something we'll see in the future. Now, this game itself has always been a favorite of ours, and definitely couldn't wait to get started with this one, and just had an absolute blast. And even though the levels are, for the most part, the same, just with updated graphics, it is honestly well worth the play. I think that the $20 price tag is not unreasonable, especially for the quality of game that you get and the improvements that they've made as well. Basically, any excuse to go back and play this gem of a game is worth doing. And so the fact that we get to do it all over again, and now with even more new achievements than were there previously, gives you the ability to experience new and old together. And I think that, pretty much any way you look at it, this game is an absolute win. I do wish that the price tag was a little bit lower. I think that it would be at an absolute steal at $10. At $20, I can definitely see some people hesitating. For me, because of how much I loved the original and the other spin-off games, it was one that I was definitely planning on picking up either way. And so thank you to the folks at EA and PopCap for sharing this with us. But overall, even had they not provided the code for us, we still would have ended up getting it and playing it, and it had no bearing on our opinions whatsoever. Overall, it's the same great game that we've had in the past, and absolutely worth playing once again, and cannot wait to see what those other new stages have to hold for sure. And as we say goodbye, go ahead and enjoy the rest of the Chinese level. And thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you next time.